Imagine you're a broke art student from Sheffield. Your band's been going absolutely nowhere for over a decade. You can't afford to eat properly. And then you meet a wealthy woman at college who tells you, completely sincerely, that she wants to move to East London and live like she's poor, for fun. Most of us would probably just raise an eyebrow and walk away. But Jarvis Cocker? He went home and recorded one of the best songs of the 1990s. And this is the story of Common People. By 1988, Pulp had been around for 8 years and didn't have much to show for it other than some very specific opinions about Sheffield. So Jarvis decided to take a little break and to study fine art and film at St Martin's in London. St Martin's is famously one of them places where rich kids go just to learn how to be creative. But this worked out in our favour, because in 1988 is when Jarvis met the woman who the song is about. We don't know much about her at all, but we do know that she's from a wealthy family and she had dark hair. Jarvis is very specific about the dark hair. And she told him that she wants to move to Hackney and live like common people. Cocker took that encounter, apparently brief, apparently just a one pub trip, and turned it into a 6-minute song of one of the most righteous pop music Britain has ever produced. Released in 1995 on Pulp's fifth album, Different Class, Common People is a masterclass at rage baiting the class wars. It sounds joyful, but it's completely furious. And the lyrics in the chorus, "You'll never live like common people, you'll never do what common people do," became an anthem for a generation of people who were tired of watching their lives be aestheticised by people who knew that they could just call their dad to get them out of trouble. Now this is where it gets brilliant. For years people speculated trying to guess who the mystery woman was in the song. And there was one name that kept coming up of a Greek sculptor who attended St Martin's at the same time as Cocker. It was plausible, except Jarvis ruled it out in 2022 due to the forensic detail of she had blonde hair and the girl in the song specifically has dark hair. Case closed, sort of. Because in 2011, while playing a gig back at St Martin's, someone showed Jarvis a photo on their phone and said, "Is that her?" And Jarvis said, "Yeah." He thought it probably was. Did he ask for the photo? No. Does he remember who showed him the photo? No. So with that, the woman who inspired one of the most definitive songs of the 1990s still to this day is unknown, which is somehow perfect, because she wanted to disappear into the crowd. And in a way, she did. Common People is one of them rare songs that gets more relevant the more time passes. Gentrification didn't stop in the 90s. The gap between people living in poverty and the people that romanticised the idea of it is actually widening. Pulp wrote Different Class as a snapshot of mid-90s Britain, but it turns out it was also a preview of every single decade that followed. So there it is, a 10-second conversation in a pub, a mystery woman with dark hair, and one of the greatest songs ever written about class, performance, and the unbearable smugness of slumming it. And no, there's probably a woman out there somewhere who went to St Martin's in London who may or may not have one of the best songs of the 1990s written about her.